Good evening, beautiful people. So this was on my mind. I was talking to an old friend of mine and going through some old pictures, and I was reminded of back in the day how I would get my money, while going to school. I am the oldest of four, and so as you guys could imagine, like my dad's money. I'm not gonna say when I say it went elsewhere, as you could imagine, like the money was very scarce in terms of I wasn't getting, the Jordans every weekend. He couldn't pay for that. He had a mortgage and 4 kids. Anything that I wanted to do, I had to find a way to make some extra money to do. And so, my thing was I've been doing hair since I was a child. With me being the oldest, everything, I'm the oldest cousin, the oldest child, oldest everything. And so I had a lot of heads that I could practice on. And so what I would do was during nutrition, or during lunchtime, or even after school, while waiting on the bus, I would braid my friend's hair. So what we would do is this is back in the day where we would take a pack of black and gold, and we could stretch that black and gold. We could take 2 packs. You cut that black and gold into 3 sections, and you stretch some sections out. Things are a little different now. Young ladies wear longer hair than we used to, but I digress. And so what I would do is I would tell my friends, hey, bring me 2 packs of hair. Yeah, I would have the comb, or I would even part with a lead pencil if I had to. And we didn't have edge control then, so we would use the Ampro gel, Live, Blue Magic, whatever. And I make my little quinks that way. And we would do a trade for a trade. So I might braid a friend's hair, and then they'd braid my hair, whatever. And maybe in about 2.5 school days, your hair was done. Another thing that I would do too is if it was a down season and there was no sports, and homework and whatnot was done, my dad would allow me to go to a friend's house and braid their hair. And once the family members seen how good I was, then those were extra clients. So I'm bringing this up, and I say all of this to say that we are in an era where things are extremely expensive. And depending on where you work, you can't always get a work permit as a young person. So obviously in the state of California, for instance, or I'm going to even just speak for LA County because I don't know about the entire state. But in LA County, even if you get a work permit, you can only work during the summer. You can only get a summer job. So it's what do you do during the rest of the week? And what if you happen to be one of those people where it's your senior year, but you haven't yet turned 18, and you're looking for little ways to make side money? There's all these volunteer jobs, and that's cool. But, I would say my junior, because I got my very first job at 15, but I was going to high school in Arizona, so it was different. But I would say that my junior and senior year is when I really was able to start buying things for myself. So I would take my little money, y'all. I would take my I worked at Dairy Queen. I would take my Dairy Queen check, and I would I'd take that, and I'd take my little hair money, my little in-between money, and that would buy my Jordans, or that would buy me an outfit, or that would buy my backpack, or whatever. I'll never forget my senior year. I was so mad at my dad because my dad only gave me $50. And I was just what am I supposed to do with this? This is back when we was all wearing the Dickies backpacks. So okay, $25 was my backpack. I probably could have put a fit together for $25 if I went to the $5.99 store. But what about shoes? I did my own hair, and I'll never forget, y'all. I wanted pink hair for the first day of school, and this is when Milky Way was the thing. So my mom, I was I was going to school in Arizona, but my mom was still here in LA, and so my mom shipped me 2-3 packs of hair, and I would do quick weaves. That was my thing. My best friend's sister taught me how to do quick weaves, y'all, and it was a wrap after that. And so I say that to say that we are in a time now where it's so much easier for young people. I feel like an old ass lady when I'm saying this, but I don't know how else to say it. But teenagers specifically, and those getting ready to graduate and go off to college. We're in a time now where it's so much easier for you guys to make money, and you don't have to work so hard to get it. And I know that sounds crazy because all the old folks like to tell you that you got to bust your ass for everything that you have, and you really don't have to. It's really about working smarter, not harder. So let me just say it like this. If you know how to do hair, even the smallest thing, like let's say, you don't necessarily know how to do no ponytails, but you know how to do a fire head of box braids, or a fire head of knotless, or some bomb ass feed ins, or whatever. I would say market that to your friends at school. It don't got to be no crazy price. You don't got to charge a whole lot, especially obviously because you're still a beginner and you're not licensed. But if you have a craft, utilize that craft. I have a niece right now that's in her junior year of high school, and she can braid her ass off, and she braids her friend's hair. That's money right there, y'all. Like, even if it wasn't, back then I would charge $50 for a full head of box braids. And literally my friends would tell their mamas, like, okay, mom, I need $50 or I need whatever. And if they said for what, they'd be like, oh, my friend finna braid my hair at school. And it sounded crazy until everybody started coming back home with their hair braided. And like I said, and then that picked up, and then there'd be people that wanted me to do their hair, and my weekends would be spent like at the homegirl house, braiding her aunties and her mamas and her siblings and whoever else in the house wanted their hair braided. That's why I braid so fast, because I could knock out a head of small individuals in like 4 hours. Ask anybody that knows me or went to school with me back then. And it doesn't take a lot, you guys. Like, when you're asking your parents for money, listen, unless you just have like one of them parents that just don't want to see you shine, and I'm so sorry if you do, because I know that there are some out there like that. But my dad, if I asked my dad for some money to make some money, my dad never had a problem with giving it to me. So, for instance, if you want to start up your hair business, or if you want to be like, I don't know if they still allow kids to do it, but out here in LA, there's a lot of kids that like sell candy. They'll go to Smart and Find, or their parents will buy them like a big ass box of candy. They be the candy person at school. Whatever it is that you do. Ask your parents. All you really need when you think about it is, if you're going to do braids at school, for instance, all you need is some Shine and Jam, edge control of your choice, a comb, a couple of clips, and you can have your friends supply the braid hair or whatever. So you really only need maybe about, I would say like $25-$30 at the most to start. Y'all spend more than that at the movies. You know what I mean? So do that. Carry that shit in your backpack. That's what I did, y'all. I literally would carry my little kit in my backpack. My friends would bring the braid hair. We would use like the school scissors to cut the braid hair packs or whatever. And then now y'all got pre-stress. You ain't even got to do all of that. Another little side hustle that y'all could have too, like I said, you could do that. You could do the candy. If you got a friend that do nails, y'all could be doing acrylics at the lunch tables. Like, I don't care what anybody tells you. There's very few of us that are professionals now that just woke up one day and became a professional. Like, no, a lot of us been doing this since we was kids, and it was literally just in us as adults to make it a career. Like, why not? Let's see. I know, there's a typical like mowing the lawn and stuff like that. Or what you could even do is, if you have a family member and you don't mind, and cleaning and organizing is your thing, start reaching out to family members. And if your family members don't want to support your business, because baby, look here, those would be the first ones to act like they don't need you, they don't believe in you, whatever. Don't let that bother you. Find somebody that do. The majority of my support system, when I really started to like realize how good I was at doing hair, was my friends' mothers. My friends' mothers and their aunties, baby. And all you need is a couple of aunties to support your business, and you got you a business. I was in high school, y'all, making business cards and like buying. Avery used to have this 10-pack of business cards, and they were perforated. So you could literally like print your business cards out, and you could break the little paper apart, and those were your business cards. And see, like I said, nowadays you guys got it a lot easier because you have social media. Get on TikTok. Do you know how many like high school kids is getting paid off of TikTok just because they're doing like the get ready with me's, or get ready for the first day of school, get ready for homecoming, watch me slay my ponytail. Your mama don't want to buy you a wig? Get on TikTok. Reach out to them them Chinese vendors and them hair companies, and learn how to install a wig. If you can get you a couple of free wigs out these companies, then you could be slinging them wigs at school. And you don't need a license to do a wig. You don't need a license to do a wig. You don't need a license to braid. You don't need a license to weave. And you don't need a license to do locks. State board does not regulate those four services. Yeah. And then what you could do is, as you're getting your money, of course, buy your little school stuff, but put some money over in savings. Now you done save for your car, or you done save for them Jordans, or you done save to get your own phone, or you done save to buy that homecoming dress you really want, but your parents said that they can't afford because they probably can't. You just never know. Like, the possibilities are endless, y'all. Like, hair has done so much for me, and it literally just started off as a hobby. Like, I would use my little cousins for pictures. If you don't have a portfolio yet, use yourself. That's how it started. Practice on yourself. Practice on yourself. Practice on your little cousins. Practice on your friends' little sisters. Practice on your friends. Y'all, my friends, we used to literally sit up on a Saturday. We'd be at each other's houses, sit up on a Saturday doing each other's hair. Me being in Arizona, I had a whole lot of mixed friends. Their mothers were not black, and they didn't know the first thing to do with their children's hair, so they was happy when I showed up. If you're babysitting, and you have, like, people that bring kids to you that are okay with you doing their kids' hair, offer to do them babies' hair. That's what I did. I had a lot of children that I would babysit whose moms literally just start bringing them kids with their hair out. That was practice. When you start getting your little money together, or ask your parents for a couple of dollars, get on Amazon, get you a doll head. Reach out to some of these stylists and see if they still have some. Some of us still have our doll heads. Like, my daughter uses mine. There's plenty of ways for y'all to practice. Get on YouTube University. There's, like, I'm very helpful, but there's some people that, like, not everybody is a gatekeeper. Reach out. They probably don't mind telling you anything. There's also a lot of hairstylists now that offer, like, training programs and stuff for the younger kids to get y'all started before you guys get old enough to actually go to cosmetology school. Now you got your little hustle on the side. And if you never ever do anything else with it, you'll always have a way to feed yourself, because you have a talent and a skill that you've cultivated. That's it. I gotta go inside and get my kids, but it was on my heart to put out there. And like I said, I've been doing this since almost like before middle school, and I've always had a love for it, and it's always been a thing. And then, like I said, at this particular stage in your life, when you're this young, you're not gonna have them homegirls that won't support you. So keep that in mind too. But if you guys have any more questions, or if there's anything that you want to know, any tips that you need, etc., please do not hesitate to leave it in the comments or leave it in my inbox, and I will answer them as soon as I possibly can. I pray you guys all have a beautiful day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.